and welcome to Live in the Solution. I'm your astrologer and tarot card reader, Mary Trimble, here with your readings for October the 7th through October the 13th. Welcome. If you're new, thank you for stopping by. I really hope you enjoy these readings and that you'll return. And if you are returning, thank you. I really appreciate your support and loyalty and love. Thank you so much. Okay, so now these readings come in 3 sections. The intro, which is this, then there's the astrology report, and then the tarot reading. And I will have skip times posted for each section in the show more section below. If you're looking on a phone, it's a little arrow pointing down. You click on that and you can get all the information. This is for your sun, moon and rising, guys. So check out the other videos. The links to those will be below. I am starting a tarot course, and I'm starting it on Sunday. Some of you will get this before Sunday. Sunday the 6th of October at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and it's going to be a 6-week course. It's interactive, it's online. You can, join it from anywhere in the world as long as you check your time. And if you miss the first one, that's no big deal, because you will get the recording, and you'll be sent the recording after each class, and we're going to have a lot of fun. I am going to take you on the magical journey of tarot. Okay, so now what's the next one? I have a Facebook group, guys, and every 2 weeks I do a live feed within that Facebook group, and it correlates with the full moon or the new moon. And so we look at the chart with your sign and we see how which area of your life will be affected by it. And I have tarot cards on hand and I answer questions just for the people who join in at the time. So that's fun. It's a private group. You do have to request entrance into it, but I approve everyone. So ask for that. The link to that will be below. And what else? That's it. I think that's it. Oh, yes. If you would like a personal reading, please click on this, a personal, more tailored reading, because, guys, these are general readings. So sometimes they're specific because spirit needs to get through to somebody that needs to hear it, right? So take what resonates and leave the rest. And if you'd like a more tailored reading, click on this link and it will take you to my website. You can see all the kinds of readings that I offer. Okay, without further ado, let's go to the astrology report, shall we? Hello and welcome to the astrology report section of your reading. So what an incredibly powerful celestial sky we have this week, guys. So we start on October the 8th at 1:06 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Venus moves into Scorpio. Now, Venus is very, she's the planet of relationships, love, finance, beauty, and she's moving into Scorpio, which is very deep and intense. So Venus in Scorpio is very intense and deep, darling. So no shallow connections are tolerated at this time. It's like you see people that aren't authentic and you have no time for them. It's about real deep. It's like we value that deep and real truthful relationships. Or in all areas, friends, co-workers, there's no fear of intimacy during this time. It's like, it's like you crave intimacy. And our libidos will, rise up, darling. So it'll be a very hot and steamy time while Venus is in Scorpio. And also it's loyalty is demanded kind of thing. So it's very deep and very intense. Now the shadow side of Venus in Scorpio is possessiveness and jealousy and perhaps manipulation and control in our relationships. So we have to resist the urge to do that. Although it might be strong, it depends on the relationship. Now, let's move on to October the 13th, guys. It is huge. It's massive. This is an incredible look. 13. Well, I'm not going to go into that yet. We have the full moon in Aries at 20 degrees. Now, the full moon is when the sun is opposite the moon, right? So the moon's in Aries and the sun is in Libra, because they're opposite signs. And it's actually the illumination from the sun, the light from the sun, that illuminates the moon, right? So it's directly opposite. It's lighting it all up. So it's a full moon. This is a really powerful moon, and I'll tell you why. So we have the moon at 20 degrees of Aries. We have the sun at 20 degrees of Libra. And at the top is Pluto at 20 degrees of Capricorn. Now, this is what we call in astrology a T-square. And a T-square is a challenging aspect, but it's motivating. It can be very motivating. So this could bring on growth, personal growth and self-awareness. Now, that brings me back to the number 13, right? Because this is a time of transformation. Pluto is all about transformation. It's all about death and rebirth. The number 13 is a very powerful number. It represents change and transformation. It's the death card in the tarot, and that's all of the death card is about death and rebirth, right? So we need to let our old habits and behaviors die so that new positive habits and behaviors can pave the way for our path forward. 13 is also the divine feminine number, right? And that comes from 13 moons in a year. So that represents a woman's cycle, right? And the 13th day of the cycle is when she ovulates. This was the day of the goddess, right? Worshipping the goddess. It was when patriarchal rule came in that 13 was considered unlucky. Yes, unlucky for you guys because you weren't in control, okay? Don't make me go there, guys. Anyway, so this is it's like the opening to the psychic within. The full moon in Aries. Full moons are when things come to a head, right? When things come to light, when the moon shines a light on things that have been hidden to us previously that we haven't seen. So it's almost like we'll get epiphanies. We'll see things. We'll start to become aware of things that we weren't aware of before. So it's an opportunity to change something about ourselves that has held us back and stopped us from moving forward. And when we change that, we can propel forward. This T-square, right, is what we call, it's a cardinal T-square because Aries is a cardinal sign, Libra is a cardinal sign, and Capricorn's a cardinal sign. So it is about action. Cardinal signs are, getting things started, getting up and doing things, right? So this is going to create a transformation from us. Now, the interesting thing is, right, so Cancer, you think that you're going to get away with it? No, Cancer, you are involved too because you are opposite Capricorn. And so you would make a grand cardinal cross, as they say. So this is a T-square, but your energy comes to make it, meet it, and complete it. Then there may be challenges in your relationships at this time. The moon in Aries is all about finding your power. Where does your power lay? Where do I need to take initiative? Where can I say no? Sometimes saying no is kinder. It's a kinder thing to do. It's like stand up and say, no, I can't do that. Instead of saying, let me try, let me see if I can. No, I can't. It's physically impossible for me to do that. I'm sorry. Where can you set boundaries? Where can you say no? Now, at the same time, we've got Mars. Mars has moved into Libra, right? And Mars wants to be the nice guy. It's kind of goes again. Mars is the soldier, right? And Libra is the diplomat. So Mars wants to be the good guy in Libra, and it goes against his grain. He can't express himself fully. So he's not direct. It's not kind of direct. But let me tell you something incredible that's also happening at this full moon, is that Jupiter is also at 20 degrees. Now, Jupiter is at 20 degrees of Sagittarius, sending a beautiful beam of light to the moon, and likewise to the sun. It is trine to the moon and sextiling the sun. This is a lovely, beneficial energy. So we can expect to get paid, guys, abundance, money coming in, listen, this is kind of like good fortune, good luck. I don't normally condone this, but, try the lotto, darling. And what's interesting, right? So the moon's 20 degrees, Pluto's 20 degrees, Jupiter's 20 degrees, and the sun is 20 degrees, 20, 20, 20, 20. And we are moving, the Pluto station direct and Saturn station direct, and they're picking up speed, even though Pluto is a very slow planet, right? They are picking up speed, especially Saturn and Jupiter, because Jupiter went direct the other week. So things are starting to shake and move, and there's a lot of change. There is no doubt about it. There is change. Now, look, also at the same time as this full moon, we have Venus opposite Uranus. Now, Uranus is the planet of surprises, sudden happenings. It can be good and bad, but Venus is about relationships. We could expect unexpected or surprise encounters with people. So maybe somebody from the past or somebody new, perhaps new clients that will bring in that abundance or opportunities. Let's see. It's a very exciting and intense time, guys. Hang in there. But there's some really, look, change sometimes doesn't feel great, but it's going to be an amazing change. It's where we become empowered. And it's also a very kind of karmic time. So we really need to look at how we behave, how we treat others. It's very important to put kindness and compassion forward. And we are seeing things. Look, Pluto digs deep and brings stuff up, right? And particularly at this full moon, we will see things that we haven't seen before. We are seeing it with our leaders around the world. Change is upon us. So exciting times. Okay, without further ado, let's go to the tarot card, shall we? Hello, Virgo, and welcome to the tarot card section of your reading for October the 7th through October the 13th. And this is the last shuffle for you. Okay, let's see how we're going. There we go. This is for Virgo. For Virgo, what wonderful gifts, guidance, blessings, and helpful information can you give Virgo for this coming week? 3 cards for Virgo, please. Oh, there's one already. 2 more cards for Virgo, please. There's another one. Oh, very, very interesting. And 1 more for Virgo, please. 1 more card. There it is. Oh, you've got 2 more cards. Look at that. Okay, now. All right. Let's go to the clarifying cards, shall we? Okay, these are clarifying cards for Virgo. What wonderful gifts, guidance, blessings, and helpful information can you give Virgo through these clarifying cards? Okay. Please clarify for Virgo. Oh, I thought that was going to come up, but it didn't. There's one. Lovely. And then please clarify. Oh, you've got 2 cards there. Okay. And please clarify. Oh, wow, this is really interesting. Oh, 2 cards there too. Oh, you've got a lot of messages. Okay. Take a look at your cards, Virgo. Here we go. Okay. The first card out for you is the 9 of Pentacles. Clarifying the 9 of Pentacles is the 3 of Pentacles. Then you have the 2 of Cups. Clarifying the 2 of Cups is the Knight of Pentacles and the 3 of Swords. Then you have the King of Swords and the Justice card, clarified by the 7 of Wands and the Moon. Very interesting reading. Okay, Virgo. So the first card out for you, Virgo, is the 9 of Pentacles. This is like being kind of content and happy with what you have and counting your money and like thinking, ooh, I've arrived almost, because it's the number 9, not the number 10. If you're not feeling this, you will shortly. There's a butterfly in this, and it's not like the money is waiting to come down. The money is here. So you've been paid. You've come into some money, you know, or you've worked hard and the money is showing up for you. And clarifying it is the 3 of Pentacles. This is about, I always think of 3s as expansion, right? So this is, and it's Pentacles, so it's manifestation. This is about teamwork. So whatever is going on with you, it's important to be a member of the team as opposed to being in charge. You have to be a team player right now. It's about working with people, it's very important around this time, because we have Pluto at play, not to try to control people, control the outcome, you know, tell them what to do or what to say or what to think. It's really important to be part of the team and collectively come to a consensus, perhaps over money. Don't take it on yourself and make the decisions. And look, you have the 2 of Cups. And the 2 of Cups is putting yourself in the other person's shoes. It's not about you. It's about you seeing yourself in the other person's situation, always putting yourself there, because you may react in an adverse way, but if you reflect yourself into the other person, you will treat people with respect, and that's probably what you want, and with love, and that's probably what you want, and you will treat people with kindness and compassion because that's what you want. So this is about treating people the way you want to be treated. And every time you encounter someone, before making a judgment or reacting, imagine yourself in that situation, in their situation, before you interact. And underneath the 2 of Cups, because the 2 of Cups is also known as the Lover's card, right? There could be some issues coming up in your relationship for some of you. And you have the 3 of Swords, right? And you also have the Knight of Pentacles. So the 3 of Swords is an old pain. It's broken heart. It's feeling It's feeling betrayed. You're feeling betrayed by someone, or somebody could have said something or done something. This is kind of an old pain that was installed many, many years ago, and it can rear its ugly head just from somebody saying something or acting like something, or, inadvertently they may do something and it kicks up this pain. When the Three of Swords comes up, it's about addressing this pain so that you can release it. And right next to it, you've got the Knight of Pentacles. And the Knight of Pentacles, all knights are about moving forward, right? But the Knight of Pentacles doesn't rush in with swords ablazing, like all the other knights, right? He's very kind of slow. He's deliberate. He's strategic. So he's about moving forward, but very carefully, watching your step, planning it, not, moving forward and not attacking, but ready to defend if you need, right? Because he surveys the land and he doesn't waste any energy. So he doesn't attack. He doesn't go in with his swords ablazing. He slowly moves forward, inch by inch. So if you have something going on with your relationship that's caused you pain, and perhaps you've felt some betrayal in that relationship, then it can be a friendship, it can be a relationship at work, or it can be a family member. Whatever it is for you, it's about taking it slow. It's about moving forward, but not resisting the urge to attack and to react. You've got to kind of go in, you've got to feel this pain, and you've got to release it. You can't blame others for it, because that's what we want to do when we have this pain sometimes. We want to lash out and blame someone else for this pain that's been there for a long time anyway. So think about not attacking and take it slow. Definitely move forward, but give yourself some time to heal. Don't rush in. Don't rush into anything. Just slowly move forward. You need to take some time for yourself. Now, what's really interesting, you've got two cards here, right? You've got the Justice card and you've got the King of Swords. Now, the King of Swords is just like the Justice card. He's fair, he's a very intelligent leader, this is karmic, right? This is a karmic time for you, Virgo. This could mean litigation. It could mean, it's interesting because he's the King of Swords is, there's always a king and queen, right? But the king and queen of swords are kind of divorced. Perhaps this could be divorce coming up for some of you. Or it could be some kind of litigation. Now, when this happens, when this comes into a reading, you've got two of them coming into a reading. This can be litigation. It's like you've got a fight. There's something going on. There's some arbitrary decision that's coming down for you. Now, this could be somebody who's going to make a decision that, maybe you're going to get your driver's license. It could be anything like that. It can be, are you going to get the promotion? Are you going to get the raise? It can be something like that. But this can actually be litigation in court. And usually this will come down in your favor if you have behaved correctly, upfront, and very honest. The King of Swords is all about the truth and honesty moving forward. So if there's any kind of, if you're mired in litigation for something, property perhaps, or something, I think it's going to come down in your direction if you have behaved exemplary, because this is all about doing the right thing for the right reason, for the higher good of everybody. It's about balance. It's about don't take any shortcuts. And now clarifying it, you have the Seven of Wands and the Moon. And there's the full moon, right? The full moon is coming up. The moon is all about emotions. It's all about nurturing. It's about the moon is the mother, right? The maternal, nurturing energy that's coming in. We've got this full moon. There's something that you need to let go of. You've got the Seven of Wands, which is you have to come from a higher perspective, right? The Seven of Wands is not compromising values. It's about standing your ground for what you know in your heart is right. So if somebody's an underdog, it's like standing up for them, and it's even when it's uncomfortable, sometimes you have to kind of stand up against the fray, right? So it's an emotional time for you. You're feeling this really, you're feeling a lot of heaviness around this, and this. When the Seven of Wands comes in, look, he's higher. He's not like above them, but he's coming from a higher perspective. So he's kind of spiritual and fair and just and honest and truth, right? True. And look, I always use this anecdote when I'm talking about this. It's like, imagine you're in a jury, right? And it's Friday night, and you're going to be sequestered if you can't all agree. And everybody's kind of over it and they just want to go home. So they just say, oh yeah, he's guilty. And you are tempted because you want to go home, but there's something you're like, you know what, I can't, because it's just not right. There's an element of doubt there, and I just can't, in all honesty, just because it's Friday night and I want to go home, I can't say he's guilty. So it's that kind of thing, standing up for your values. It's very emotional and it's very uncomfortable because everybody's kind of, you know, let's just go home, and they can be bullying. So just don't be swayed by other people's opinion. Go with what you feel in your heart and your gut feeling. Go with what you know is right. And remember, honesty, no shortcuts. Keep the truth up front. Fair and honest. Virgo, thank you so much for tuning in. Please don't forget to like this video, share it on social media, friends, family, neighbors, co-workers. Comment. I live for comments and feedback. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. Mwah. I love you all, and I'll see you next week.